We are FMHDMS now streaming HD1. I'm Simone Malone. I'm truly one of your most trusted and respected voices on radio. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is hot, so you know you got to stay cool and comfortable. A little bit later in the broadcast, I'm going to share with you about the herbal drink, the nutritional drink that they mixed up for me today. I think you guys are going to like this one because you'll get a chance, for those of you that are on Facebook and Twitter and my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see me sip on that drink. Well, I have a special guest artist. He's been on my show some time ago. We were just chatting on the phone. I want to welcome the Honorable, because, you know, he served in the Army, too, so he's a good guy. Anytime you served for the United States of America, you're definitely somebody special. I want to welcome Elder Ernest Pugh, who's making a difference in Philadelphia and all over the world with his greatest CD called Earnestly Yours. What's up, Elder? How you doing?
What's going on, big brother? It's good to be back on here with you.
Hey, man, I'm feeling good now that I have you on the other side. You're doing so much, man. How do you have time for you?
Man, I'm doing too much. But I tell you, God will show you how to manage it and how to kind of stay on top of it, balance it all. And I'm just having a great time, man. I'm working like a Hebrew slave, but I'm feeling good.
Well, you know, they say, I'm a soldier in the army.
I can't quit.
I hear you. Elder Ernest Pugh, go ahead and say hello to those folks on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. They can actually see me, but they hear your handsome voice. So go ahead and say hello.
What's happening, family? It's always good to come and share, give you some insight, have some up-close and personal interaction with you on here with my man Simone. And so I'm just looking forward to this. Thank y'all for lending your ears and your heart to me for this season and this time. And let's stay in touch.
Absolutely. Now, Ernest, you were just here in Philadelphia. You were performing not long ago, and then you were here for the release of your CD. Did Philadelphia treat you well?
They really did. I mean,
Okay.
they came out in great numbers. I met some wonderful people who are yet to stay in touch with me on Twitter and Facebook and everything. I mean, Philly is really a genuine, they authentically really love just music there. And all of you, of course, are great to expose us to your listening audience, to let us go into their homes and their cars and speak to their current reality. But Philly always gives me major love. They are like the second or third largest market in terms of, for me to go, that purchase my music and, of course, that plays my music. So that's like home, man.
That's right, and we're going to always show brotherly love and sisterly affections. So let's talk about your CD's doing really well. Worshipers Experience. You are truly a worshiper. Every time that I hear your songs, and there's so many of the songs on all of your projects that are absolutely excellent and spirit-filled. One of the things that I love about your music, and I love about gospel music in particular with spirit-filled artists, is that you have a message behind your worship.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Why are you such an anointed worshiper in your eyesight and in your experience, you believe?
Well, you know, really, it's like to an audience of one, and it's I really just allow people to eavesdrop in the corporate setting, to eavesdrop on really an interaction between God and I. I'm a firm believer that you cannot take people to a place where you've not been. So it's like when you walk into a church and the usher sees you and they get ready to take you to your seat. It's like if they did not know the logistics of that building and the layout of that building and where the specific seating is, it would be very difficult for them to escort you and usher you to where they need to take you. They have to be familiar with the territory. So when I stand before God's people, it's not to do any show, any fashion, or impress them with vocal range and riffs and runs. It really is to get them, for me to create an atmosphere that is conducive for God to come and sit in the midst of that place and meet their need.
That's awesome. And I know, I can tell by listening to the songs, I've been playing radio and doing radio for over 25 years, that you feel the presence of God with that song. I can just tell that. I can tell that you just have excellent stage presence, and I know that people are blessed under your ministry. Where is God taking you in this phase in your life? You've done a lot. You're performing now on stage as well, in stage plays. Where is God taking you in this time that we're living in such harsh, such terrible crime situations that's happening in America? Where is God taking your place of worship?
Well, you know, know, it really is a matter of just being ear to the ground. It's amazing that you would say that, ear to the ground, to find out what that next move of God is. I don't follow trends and stuff like that. They're like, oh, well, we're doing this, we're doing that. I'm like, well, what I am is I'm like the Indians who used to, the way that they knew that the enemy was coming is the enemy always put their ear to the ground. And then, I did 15 years in the military, so we were always keeping our eyes on what the plan was, the next strategic move that we were to make, because it was all about survival, and not just surviving, but thriving. And so what God has been leading me really, it's just to go back to explaining to people the importance of having a revelation of who God is and what God is saying. Because, people say, in all your ways acknowledge God and He will direct your path. A lot of times we go into some situations and relationships and circumstances that really are not in the plan of God, because we've not allowed Him to guide us, to lead us, to instruct us through His revealed word. And so, where He's leading me is through the lyric of the song, for people to get a revelation of what is God saying in the midst of this song. Is it just all about the music and the this and the that? No, there's a message that's being conveyed that is going to ultimately lead you into the perfect will of God. Not the permissive, but the perfect will of God.
Awesome. Your song, For My Good, is getting a lot of airplay. We play it. I love to play a lot of songs that people don't normally want to play on the CD, because all of the songs are great and they minister. When you started doing this song, For My Good, that song has a great message. What is the main message you're trying to convey to people out there?
Well, I've learned through this walk that you got your valleys and you got your hilltops, you got all of that mountaintop and your valley experiences. God is the same God on the top of that mountain as He is in the bottom. And what you have to learn how to do on your walk is to never curse your crisis, because your crisis will always work together for your good. It may not feel good, may not look good, but if you will keep your heart right and stay focused on the plan, God says, I will contend with him and them that contends with you. I'll fight for you. But the thing is, you got to be in my perfect will. And so with this song, it was birthed out of a low place that I was in. I had some just unmanageable disappointments with some just church folks who had just done me wrong. I thought they loved me, and they really came against me in a major, major way. And like I said, it was unmanageable disappointment. But in the midst of that disappointment, God said, this thing is not going to devastate you. It's going to elevate you. But what you got to do is focus on the promises that I made. When somebody hurts you, when they lie on you, when they treat you bad, hold on to a promise that I've given you and don't let go. Hold on to that promise until I vindicate you, because all of this at the end of the day is going to work together for your good. And I just got my pen out and I just started writing. I was talking to the devil. I said, you meant it for evil. God worked it for. And I was really speaking by faith, because he hadn't worked it out yet. But I know that if I can confess, my confession will bring forth my manifestation. If I know how to anticipate it and speak it into the atmosphere, I can get it to manifest. And so that's what I was doing. I was encouraging myself, as Donald Lawrence would say.
I love it. And it's interesting that you said it like that, because my inspirational moment that impacts a lot of people through my radio ministry, I'm going to talk about changing enemies to friends. Doc, they better get ready for that. That's a word of inspiration that I'm known for all across the country, my inspirational moments, and I am going to talk about that. In fact, God gave that to me yesterday, and I was really not going to go there, but I've been really dealing with this whole thing on troubled times, so I am going to talk about it. And folks already know, because it's posted on Facebook, that I'm going to talk about changing your enemies to friends. Is that powerful?
That is powerful, and it's relevant, and it's like a rhema word. It's going to come to people in the midst of the adversity.
Absolutely. So listen, man, I didn't know you could act. Now, I met you, and you're a fine brother for sure, but I didn't know you can act. So let's talk about this. Let's flip the page right now, and let's talk about this stage play stuff you're doing. I just got a nice picture of you that was posted on Facebook, and you're going to be in a stage play in September?
I'm doing one in August and in September.
Wow.
One I'm doing in August is actually there in Rochester, New York, called If These Walls Could Talk. And it's kind of talking about people and their struggles and things that they go through, but how that, ultimately God uses your test to build your testimony. So that's posted on my website, www.ernestpugh.com, with that promoter. But then I'm doing another one that you mentioned in September as well. So, but I started out really kind of like, when I first got out of the military in '98, one of the first things I did before I started doing my albums was I was on the road with Michael Matthews.
Right.
He's the first one promoter that got me and took me on a tour doing plays. And then Ron Winans and Vanessa Bell Armstrong, we all were working with Lizzie Berry and Angela Barrow. The girl who wrote Church Girls and all that stuff. So we have kind of like been doing that in addition. It kind of all goes together. Theater, music, preaching, all of it just to convey a message of hope. You know, in bad times, people need to hear good news.
That's right.
So whether it's by way of a play or a song or a concert or a message preached, we just need to get the word out.
Absolutely. And you're definitely doing that, man. I'm so proud of the anointing that God has placed over your life and the vision that he has given you. Real quick, what word of encouragement? I'm going to put you on the spot because not only you're a gospel singer, you're a worshiper, but you are an elder of the Lord. What word can you share? We just went through this major killing, a massacre right there in Colorado. The crime in Philadelphia is bad, and I know that in everybody's city they have something to really pray about.
Sure.
What word? I'm going to give you the platform as the minister right now to share a word of encouragement to inspire the people of God.
Sure. Well, you know, the Bible says that if we would draw nigh unto God, that God would draw nigh unto us. And so what I tell people is that you literally, when you draw nigh unto God, he really will bring you a peace that will surpass all understanding. He'll not only give you peace, he'll give you direction, and he will give you protection. We don't have to walk around fearing and for our life and fearing for how God's going to provide for us. If he'll provide for the fowls of the air.
Oh, yes.
They don't punch a time clock from 9 to 5, but yet they always are clothed and they're always eating. He always provides and keep them living and moving and breathing. God, being the God that he is, if you draw nigh unto him as your source, he'll provide and make the difference of whatever it is that you need. Again, when you draw nigh unto him, that means you got to cancel out all distractions and just have some quiet time. Talk to him, but then don't just talk, but then wait and listen for him to talk back to you. And you'll find yourself in a place of such peace, such vindication, such a release that it will release you to go and to get your destiny and to achieve what it is that you were put on this earth to do.
Great word, Elder. Now go ahead and give them your website. Tell those folks that are listening right now to become a fan of Elder Ernest Pugh.
Well,
go ahead.
I'm at www.ernestpugh.com. I'm also on Twitter. Now what you have to note is you spell it E-A-R-N-E-S-T, so it's more like ear nest.
Right.
And the Saints are funny. They'll spell my last name P-E-W. You won't get me if you spell it P-E-W, though. It's P-U-G-H. So ernestpugh.com. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. I answer my own ads, and I do send my emails back. So I'm looking forward to hearing from y'all.
Wow, how do you do all that with all the people that like you?
I know I have to be like, for 45 minutes I'm going to tweet. For 30 minutes I'm going to return emails, and then the next day you get up and try to do the same thing. You can't get it all.
But you know what, Ernest, Elder Pugh, I'm going to say Elder Pugh. The thing is, I tell people that you have to be available for people. You know, some people could be going through something, and even though you're a popular gospel artist, you're still Ernest Pugh.
Right.
And people need to know that you're available at sometimes to be able to talk to them and encourage them because folks are really hurting.
Yeah, they really are.
And we got to be available. I tell folks that my phone number is available right at your fingertips. I oftentimes say I'm just a few seconds away from answering the phone to talk to you. And it's so true because...
And I take joy in it because that's what we're here for.
Absolutely, man. So we wish you the best. Will you promise me... Now don't promise me this if you're not going to do it. When you come back to Philly, you're going to hit me up. We're going to get together. Maybe you'll come over to my studio and check us out.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, we'll hook you up.
You take me to get us Philadelphia steak and hoagie or something?
I take care of you. Not only that, man. You know what, Ernest, I can cook too. So we'll definitely hook you up with a Philly cheesesteak and a hoagie and all those great things, man. But keep up the great work. Tell everybody what you think about ministry of Simone Malone and, of course, the station.
I just think you're very consistent, brother, who continues to just expose our ministry on this platform and sharing your platform with us. We don't take it lightly as artists, and we appreciate all that you do, Simone. Mr. Feel-Good Man, inspirational, not only just to the local, to the regional, but the world over. And we appreciate you, Doc. Keep going. Don't stop. We're dependent on you.
Absolutely. What's your final word?
My final word is just keep the faith, stay in the race. It ain't over till God says it's over.
All righty. We thank you so much. Hold the line for me. For my good, Elder Ernest Pugh, this is going to touch you right here in the book.